Imagine waking up tomorrow to the news that a financial event you've been waiting for years, has finally happened. The kind of event that doesn't just change a number on a screen but has the potential to fundamentally reshape your life, your family's future, and your entire concept of wealth. What if I told you that the trigger for that very morning might have just been pulled, and a window of opportunity has swung open that is so vast, so unprecedented, that the vast majority of people will only hear about it after it has already slammed shut? This is not a drill, and this is not speculative hype. What I am about to share with you is a seismic shift in the global financial landscape, centered on a currency that has been the subject of whispers, debates, and immense anticipation for over a decade. The Iraqi dinar, long considered a sleeping giant in the world of forex, is now showing concrete, undeniable signals that its revaluation is not just a possibility, but an event actively unfolding in real time. We are talking about the official fixed rate being strategically positioned, and all the economic machinery is now grinding into motion to support a valuation that could see the dinar's worth skyrocket to levels that will be taught in economic history books for generations to come. The number you have been hearing about in forums and from analysts is not a random figure pulled from thin air. It is a target grounded in the fundamental restructuring of Iraq's entire economy. Think about what Iraq possesses that the entire world desperately needs: oil, and lots of it. We are looking at one of the largest proven oil reserves on the planet, a treasure trove of black gold that forms the bedrock of this nation's intrinsic value. But for decades, the currency did not reflect this monumental wealth, primarily due to political instability, conflict, and an economy that was not yet fully integrated into the global system. That chapter is now closing. The old narrative is ending right before our eyes. The new chapter is being written today by the Iraqi government itself, in collaboration with international monetary bodies like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, who have a vested interest in seeing a stable and prosperous Iraq emerge as a cornerstone of Middle Eastern economics. They are not doing this out of charity. They are doing this because a strong Iraqi dinar is beneficial for global trade, for oil markets, and for regional stability. The pieces of this complex puzzle are all falling into place with a synchrony that cannot be ignored. The recent budget approvals, the sweeping financial reforms under the White Paper Initiative, the deletion of zeros from the currency to create a more robust and manageable monetary unit, and the aggressive push to move all international trade, especially its oil exports, away from the US dollar and onto the Iraqi dinar, these are not isolated incidents. They are deliberate, calculated moves on a grand chessboard, and every single move points towards one inevitable outcome: a significant increase in the dinar's value to reflect the true strength and potential of the Iraqi nation. This is about national pride as much as it is about economics. Iraq is methodically untangling itself from the dollar-dominated system, and in doing so, it is asserting its financial sovereignty. When a country of such immense resource wealth decides that it will no longer let its currency be undervalued, the implications are staggering. We are witnessing the birth of a new major currency player, and those who have had the foresight to acquire dinar now, at its current rate, are positioning themselves at the ground floor of what could be the wealth transfer event of this century. This is the moment where belief meets action, where patience meets payoff. If you are watching this and you hold dinar, you need to understand the magnitude of what is transpiring. This is not the time for doubt or fear. This is the time for vigilant awareness. The information flow is critical now more than ever. You must stay informed with verified, up-to-the-minute news, because when the formal announcement comes, the world will take notice, and you need to be steps ahead of the crowd. So, let's delve into the concrete evidence that separates this from mere rumor and positions it as a tangible financial reality. The cornerstone of this entire shift is the official confirmation that the Iraqi government, through the Central Bank of Iraq, has been strategically maneuvering to establish a fixed and vastly stronger exchange rate. The target of $1 being equal to 1,190 Iraqi dinar is being systematically dismantled, and in its place, a new paradigm is being built, with the dinar's value being pushed towards a landmark equilibrium. The figure of $4.04 is not a random fantasy. It is a value proposition rooted in the cold, hard math of Iraq's national assets. When you calculate the value of Iraq's oil reserves alone, which are estimated to be in the trillions of dollars, and then divide that by the currency in circulation, the resulting figure points directly towards a dinar that is worth multiple dollars, not fractions of a cent. This is the fundamental analysis that has kept investors patient for years, and now, the geopolitical and economic stars are aligning to turn that mathematical potential into a lived reality. The key mechanism enabling this is Iraq's decisive move away from the US dollar for both its central bank reserves and, most importantly, its international trade. For years, Iraq's economic strength was leashed to the dollar, but that leash has now been cut. The government has mandated that all oil and gas exports, the lifeblood of its economy, must now be settled in Iraqi dinar or other non-dollar currencies like the euro, Chinese yuan, or UAE dirham. This single policy is a game-changer of historic proportions. Think about it. Every time a barrel of Iraqi oil is sold to Turkey or India or China, the payment is now flowing back into the country in a currency that directly strengthens the dinar's own standing. This creates a self-reinforcing economic cycle. As global demand for dinar increases to pay for Iraqi oil, its value rises, and as its value rises, Iraq's purchasing power on the world stage skyrockets, allowing it to rebuild its infrastructure, invest in its people, and pay down national debt with incredible efficiency. This is the virtuous cycle that the reforms were designed to create, and we are now in the ignition phase. Furthermore, the international community is not just observing, it is actively participating and endorsing this transition. Major corporations and nations are now entering into agreements with Iraq with the full understanding and expectation that the dinar will be a strong, stable currency in the very near future. They are not making these billion-dollar deals based on a weak currency, they are betting on its strength. The recent partnerships with French, German, and Chinese firms for infrastructure and energy projects are all predicated on a new financial reality for Iraq. This external validation is as important as internal reforms. It signals to the global market that Iraq is open for business, but on its own terms, with its own powerful currency. The deletion of zeros, a process often misunderstood, is the final technical step to make this new strong currency user-friendly and credible. A lower nominal value, with a higher purchasing power, eliminates the psychological barrier of dealing with millions of dinar for simple transactions and brings it in line with other major global currencies. It is a move of sophistication and confidence. All these elements, the asset-backed valuation, the de-dollarization of oil trade, the international investment, and the currency redenomination, are not happening in a vacuum. They are interconnected threads of a single, master blueprint for national economic empowerment. This is why the current window is so critical. The rate is not yet at its projected peak, but the mechanisms to get it there are now fully operational and accelerating. The gap between the current street price and the target official rate is the profit window, and it is open right now. This is the tangible opportunity, backed by irreversible policy and global economic forces, that we have all been waiting for. Now, understanding the historic opportunity that lies before us, the most critical question becomes, what do you do now? Knowledge without action is merely an interesting fact, but knowledge coupled with decisive action is how fortunes are built. This is the moment to transition from being a passive observer to an active participant in your own financial destiny. The information has been laid out, the evidence is clear, and the trajectory is set. The window for acquiring dinar at its current pre-surge value is still open, but we must be brutally honest with ourselves. This window is transparent and it is closing faster than most people realize. The global financial markets operate on the principle of anticipation. They price in future events long before they are officially announced on the nightly news. By the time the major headlines scream about the dinar's revaluation, the astronomical profit opportunity for the average person will have already vanished, captured by the large institutional investors and the well-connected elites who have been positioning themselves for this very moment for years. You have been given a rare and precious advantage right now, the kind of insider-level insight that typically never trickles down to the public. The responsibility to act on that advantage rests solely on your shoulders. Do not fall into the trap of paralysis by analysis, overthinking this to the point of inaction. The groundwork has been done for you. The economic reforms are law, The de-dollarization is happening today, and the international contracts are being signed as we speak. The path forward is not one of blind faith, but of calculated, informed strategy based on the undeniable facts on the ground. Your first and most immediate step is to ensure your access to a reliable and secure stream of information. The landscape is dynamic and developments can occur hourly. You need a source that cuts through the noise, a source that provides verified, real-time updates without the sensationalism or fear-mongering. This is where your vigilance must be unwavering. The second step is to solidify your own position. If you have not yet acquired dinar, the time for deliberation is over. The cost of inaction now is the entire future profit you stand to gain. If you are already holding, your task is to hold firm with confidence, understanding the powerful forces that are now working in your favor. This is the ultimate test of conviction. The final and most crucial phase, which we are rapidly approaching, is the exchange process. You must have a clear, vetted, and secure plan for when the formal announcement is made. This is not something you want to be figuring out amidst the chaos and excitement of a global financial event. You need to know the procedures, the reputable institutions, and the necessary documentation to seamlessly convert your investment into life-changing capital. This channel is your central hub for navigating all three of these critical phases. We are here to guide you through every step, to provide the clarity amidst the confusion, and to build a community of informed individuals who are ready to claim their financial freedom. So, I'm giving you a direct and personal call to action right now. Do not let this moment slip through your fingers. If this information has resonated with you, if you see the potential for your own life, then you need to act. Hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you do not miss a single update. This is your lifeline to the most important financial information of your lifetime. Ring the bell so you are alerted the moment we go live with breaking news. Furthermore, I want you to go down into the comments section right now and type confirmed. This is more than just a word. It is a declaration of your intent, a signal that you are awake and ready to participate in this historic event. It also helps the YouTube algorithm show this critical information to other serious-minded individuals who are seeking the truth. Let's build this community of action takers. Your future self will look back on this very day, on this very decision you make right now to stay connected and informed, as the pivotal turning point. The era of the strong Iraqi dinar is no longer a dream. It is an imminent reality. Make sure you are prepared to meet it. This is your time. Seize it.